Okay, so now that the turn is over, we are going to start the next turn. And again, we're going to start with the recovery phase. There were no strange effects that happened this turn, but we're going to straighten all the characters' cards, and I did that off screen. And we're going to recover all of the action points for the characters. Not all of the action points, but once again, the number based on what's indicated on the character card. So, Xavier spent all of his AP last turn. He's going to gain 3 back. Alessa Raincross spent all of her AP. She will gain 3 back. Damien spent 2 of his AP, so he will gain 2 back, putting him at his maximum. And then for the light side, Claire will gain back 3. That will put her at max. Kristen will also gain back 3, putting her at max. And Lorenzo will gain back 3, putting him short 1. Okay? The Gnosis point for each side is going to be recovered, so we each have that Gnosis point back. And now, we are going to roll for initiative for the second turn. So here we go. You can see that the light side has a 3, the dark side has a 1. Oh, I forgot to do something in the upkeep phase. I'm going to do something with Xavier here. And I am going to do... I'm going to spend some life... I'm going to sacrifice some of his life points so that in hopes of pulling off one of my special abilities, I can... And I'm going to sacrifice 3 life points. So I'm going to go down to 6. And I would have made that gamble before I made this crappy 1 roll here, but that's actually what I was planning on doing. So the light player sees that he's won the roll for turn, and figures, hey, Lorenzo is in trouble, I better go with him first. Okay, so I'm going to go with Lorenzo. And Lorenzo is going to do an attack again. Just a regular attack this time, but is still spending another energy token. A regular attack is going to cost me 2. With the energy token, my combat stat of 4 is going to become +2 or 6. And I'm obviously attacking Xavier again. Xavier has a tough call now because he only has 3 AP. So if he decides to dodge this, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot back in return. But given the criticality of the situation, he is going to dodge, and he is going to Gnosis this. So, let's do that. Dodge plus Gnosis. Got a 6 here. That's going to put him at 15. And Lorenzo's going to attack at a stat of 6. So Lorenzo needs a 9 to hit. So not very good odds of Lorenzo hitting. Rolls a 7. Unfortunately, that does not hit. And Lorenzo's turn is up. Okay, so it's now the dark player's turn. And the dark player is going to activate Damien, who seems to be in the best shape of all of their characters. And Damien is going to do declare a charge on Claire here. So Damien's going to go big on this charge because, hey, this is a demo, so we go big or we go home, right? So Damien is going to do this attack called Liveless, and you can see it's a charge, so he can use this on the charge. This is going to do +4 damage. Okay, so Damien's going to spend all 4 of his AP to charge Claire, who, by the way, has all of her AP. Okay, so Claire is going to spend, instead of spending 1 AP to dodge, Claire is going to try to get fancy on us, and Claire is going to perform a counter attack. Okay, so Claire can counter. This is a reactive move. It's going to cost her 3 of her action points. So she's hoping to just deal with this whole thing nip this whole thing in the bud right now. So she's going to declare the counter, plus, why not, she's going to use the Gnosis point for this turn, since the dark player already did the same. So here comes Damien here. And Claire is going to roll the better of 2d10 for the counterattack. Okay, now she has a 10 here, which does something specific. But let's go ahead and finish Damien's charge. So once again, charge, straight line, line of sight, +2 attack on the charge, and the better of 2 dice. So it's like Gnosis versus Gnosis. Okay, so Damien has a 7 as his high here. Okay, so let's do the math here. Damien's at 7, +2, 9, plus his combat, which is combat of 5, which is 14. All right. Now Claire has a 10, which is actually a masterful counterattack, plus her defense of 8, which is 18. So Claire has managed to pull off a masterful counterattack. Okay, so in the case of a masterful counterattack, which Claire just rolled here with the 10, Claire is going to pull off the counterattack without the usual penalty. Now, the way counterattack typically works is you spend the 3 AP, you do your dodge, and if you successfully dodge, then you immediately get to do an attack on the attacker at a -2 to your attack. However, Claire rolled a 10 there, which is a masterful counterattack, so her attack is going to go off at her standard attack value of 5. And this is particularly deadly because Damien went big on that charge, and he spent all of his AP. So we're going in, Claire's going in with an attack value of 5 against Damien's defense of 9, and there's nothing that Damien can do to boost this. So Claire's going to need a 4. So guess what I'm going to roll? Well, that was cocked. That was cocked. You saw the 1, though. Ah, no, there it is all the way back there. And sure enough, it's a 3. So Claire still going to miss with the counterattack. Okay, so it's the light player's turn. And the light player is going to go with Kirsten, who is now going to spend 1 AP to take over that point. And then she's going to spend another AP to walk over to this node. And that's it for her turn. And we're going to go straight to Alessa Raincross, who is not in combat right now. So Alessa Raincross is going to spend 1 AP to walk around this combat. So Alessa has a walk of 8. So she's going to kind of tack around to here. And she's going to go ahead and fire into the combat. So she's going to fire at Lorenzo and Xavier into combat. Okay, so Alessa's going to spend her remaining 2 AP to fire at Lorenzo. No Gnosis point. Firing into combat doesn't suffer a penalty. However, if we roll a 1 or a 2, it means that she is going to hit Xavier. So here we go. She rolls a 5, which is fine. Her attack is 4. Lorenzo's defense is 9. So that's 4 plus 5 is 9. So it's a tie. It's just going to be base damage, which is 4 damage to Lorenzo, minus his 1 armor. So he's going to suffer 3, leaving him with a measly 3 life points left. Okay. So now, final part. Let's see. Claire has not gone, but Claire is just going to pass. So Claire's going to pass because she only has 1 AP. Not a whole lot she can do there. And then, so now it's up to Xavier, who has 2 action points left. He's going to try to finish off Lorenzo. Lorenzo has 1 AP left, so he's going to try to dodge. So I'm just going to roll both dice at the same time, the dodge and the attack. We're going to see what happens. Okay, well the attack, this is fortuitous because the attack is a 10, which is a critical hit. Now in Anima, if you roll a 10 on an attack, you gain what is called a critical hit, and you hit regardless of the total, the final total. So even if Lorenzo had rolled super high, which he didn't, that attack still would have hit. So Lorenzo's at 3 plus 9, which is 12. Xavier is at 10 plus 5, which is 15. So he's 1 by 3. He's going to do this insane amount of damage, okay? Because Lorenzo's a light character, he's going to do 9 plus the 3 that he won by, 12, plus... Oh no, that's it. So he's going to do 12 damage to poor Lorenzo, who is now dead and out of the game. Okay, so that's it for the second turn of the game. We are going to calculate victory point totals again. It looks like the light has 2 to the dark 1 this turn. So light will gain an additional 50 points at the end of the game. Let's go ahead and track that. I'll track that by putting down one of these tokens here on the light side so that you know that they have 1 extra point and the dark does not have a point. Okay, so we're going to repeat the whole process again, and here we go one more time. So Xavier, everybody's going to get their life points back, action points, sorry. So Xavier will get 3, Lessa will get 3, and Damien will get 3 for the dark side. Claire will gain back 3, and Kristen only spent 2, so she'll gain back 2. Alright. And we are... So now Xavier's going to go crazy again. We're getting ready to go again. Xavier's going to spend 3 more life points, putting him down to 3, because Xavier likes to play big. He wants to go big or go home. That's what we're going to do for the upkeep. And now we are ready to go to turn 3. We each gain our Gnosis points back. And light and dark, here we go. Look at that, light keeps winning initiative. We are going to go, let's actually have the light character pass this turn, because I think with us being down 2 to 3, I think we may want to save this. So, okay, so he's going to pass it off to the dark player. Xavier takes this as a boon. So Xavier is going to come in, uses 3 AP to charge, using Primordial Sin. Xavier gains a bonus to damage equal to the life points he sacrifices. So Xavier is going to charge. He sacrificed 3 life points, so he's going to gain a damage bonus of +3. So here is, where's that other D10? So he's getting ready to charge. Now, I have a couple of reactionary things I can do here. Okay, so Xavier has declared a charge against Claire, who has decided to do a counterattack plus use Gnosis. So here's the counterattack plus Gnosis. Look at that. 10, again, masterful counter. Here comes Xavier's charge. Oh, pair of 1s, so not very good for Xavier there, who's only at 6, 7, 8. So he's going to miss. Claire now has a masterful counterattack in play. And Xavier is out of AP again. So here comes Claire. She needs that, she's going to need that 4 again. So, once again, she misses. Okay, so now it is back to the light players. And now we're going to go big here. So, Kirsten is going to use her ability, Martini. Kirsten makes a ranged attack against all enemy units within 12 inches and that she has line of sight. Each attack must be rolled separately. So here she goes. She's going to spend all of her damage, or all of her AP, to make an attack against each character. And you can see that she's going to be firing into combat twice. So we're going to start with this first attack against Alessa Raincross. Alessa Raincross has 3 AP. So Alessa is going to decide to dodge. So we'll do that. And we're going to do these really quick. So I'll roll them at the same time. Just so that we can get a little... Oh, look at that. Critical hit there by Kirsten, putting her at 15. Alessa is going to be at 16 with this 7 and defense 9. However, critical hit still lands. So in this case, she's going to do the bare bones damage, which is 3 damage to Alessa, knocking her down to 6. And I will find that on the die. Here we go. Alright, then she's going to make an attack against Damien, who has 3 AP left. And you know what? Damien's got lots of life points, so he's not going to dodge. So let's go ahead and roll this. So just an attack. 7, plus Kirsten's combat of 5. That puts her at 12. To Damien's 9. Difference of 3. So it's going to be 3 plus base damage, 3, 6, minus 1 armor, or 5. So Damien's going to take 5. No big deal. Damien doesn't care. He's okay. He's still at 9 life points. And then finally, she's going to make an attack against Xavier, who sadly has no AP. So here we go. Against Xavier, she rolls a 6 to Xavier's defense of 9. So 6 plus 5 is 11 to 9. It's going to do 5 damage to Xavier, killing Xavier. So she takes Xavier down with her super duper once per game attack everybody attack. Okay, so it's Dark's turn to go. They're gonna go with Damien. Damien is going to do his breathless attack against Claire. So he's gonna spend his 3 AP. And Claire is going to try to dodge again. So Claire's going to try to dodge using her last AP. Actually, she's at full health. And yeah, she's not going to dodge. Let's see what can happen. So, because I kind of want her to have... Oh no, she'll be okay. Not dodging. Yeah, she'll be okay. Not dodging. So, here we go with Damien's attack. He rolls a 3. It's going to be 3 plus 5 is 8 to Claire's defense of 8. So that's a tie. That goes to Damien's base damage of 3. He ignores armor. So he's going to do 3 plus a damage bonus of an additional 3 because that's what Claire... That's the armor that Claire has. So actually, Damien's going to do 6 damage to Claire, leaving her at 8 life points. Okay, and finally, Claire gets to go. She's going to pass, and then Alessa's going to go. She's going to take a ranged attack on Kirsten. So ranged attack, Kirsten has no AP left, so it's going to be combat 4 plus 7. Putting her at 11 against Kirsten's defense of 9. She wins by 2. Base damage is 4 plus 2, 6. 6 damage to Kirsten, leaving her at 4. So that's the end of the second turn. You can see that things are sort of heating up here. We'll play one more quick one and see. It should pretty much be the end of the game after this third turn.